the big misconception, I mean, you'll have a lot of people asking you when you're having your fourth. Everybody asks me if the children are going to be athletes. Like, it's always one of the first questions. And I get it, and that's not a dig or a gripe at it at all, because it makes sense. But for me, there's zero pressure about becoming an athlete or a sports person, professional, whatever else. The only pressure that they'll find is that I will encourage them massively to do sport, because I think you learn an awful lot from it. And I think probably I guess we have similar backgrounds in a way from the sort of route that you took with, I guess, singing, acting, everything else like that, and being on stage and all those sorts of things. What you find through those walks of life is that you fail. And that, I think, is one of the most important things that you can teach a child, because when that's removed from them, then when they go into the wider world, they grow older. If everything's always just been given, or there's always just well done, you've been involved, the whole thing, that side of things, I think then when you actually go to try and be an adult in the world, it's a massive shock. It's a huge shock to the system when somebody turns around and says, no, you don't get that job, or no, that's not good enough, you need to do it again. I think in certain situations where I guess maybe we're lucky, we've actually experienced being told no, or you're not good enough, or failure in certain way. And for every success I had in my career, and I was lucky to win 5 major championships in track and field, I couldn't even tell you how many times I failed, because it way outweighs it.
Yeah.
People want to remember the good times.
People don't see that. Yeah, exactly.
Completely.
They only want to celebrate the good times, and they almost forget everything else that came before or in between.
Absolutely. But I would 100% say, from my point of view in particular, that the failures were so much more important from the point of view of giving me drive and determination to go on and succeed eventually. I was lucky that I succeeded in the sport that I did. So that's something that I try and give to the kids. And I didn't realise when I wanted to become a dad that would be such an important thing of how much influence you want to have to shape them to be good people. Because that's the big fundamental from it, isn't it? The one thing I guess you take away, I don't care what they do as a job, as long as they're happy, they're good people, and they sort of give something to the world, which could be just being polite to people, which makes other people's days. I think there's an awful lot of pressure on people to always succeed, especially if you come from a family where a member of the family has done something that people know of and remember. For my kids, I want to be a force to help shape them in a positive way, and whatever it is they want to do, to support that so they can be the best they possibly can at it. But equally, as I say, I want them to just be happy, kind humans. And then I think at that point I realised that my job as a dad has been successful, and I didn't realise that was going to be such a strong desire when having kids. I was just looking forward to kicking a football in the garden with them, to be honest. Now I get that, and I also. But
it's that thing, isn't it? It's all those other components that feed into what you do. In a sense, it actually doesn't matter what that focus is on, what that actual subject is. It's the focus, it's the dedication, it's the hard work that you put into something, it's the setbacks, it's all of that you're showing them. That's what you do in life. And you know what, my dad, he owned a cafe, but he worked really hard. And he showed us a work ethic in a very different way. You know, he got up at 4:00 every morning. He was knackered by the time he got home, but that was the work ethic. My nonna lived up in the mountains, she went up and she did her washing up in the fountain. And, she was such a hard worker on the farm. Absolutely. And I think you see that it's a model, and you can apply it to whatever you want to do in life. But I think seeing it is the most important thing that we can give our kids.